Corona and lockdown have affected us all.
On both a business and personal level.
We are all feeling worried, lost, and frustrated.
There is very little we can control at the moment.
But we want you to know that Professional Beauty
and Salon International are here for you.
We do webinars, articles, and seminars
to help you get through these tough times.
Our business is at the heart of the industry.
We are in this together.
We will recover.
And we will come back stronger than before.
Well, good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to our final webinar of the day. Trust you've enjoyed one or two of the other ones. I hope some of you have seen them. And we've now got Marisa Dimitriadis from the Spa Consultants to join us for a nice little talk on retailing. Just a couple of things on the housekeeping side. We have the chat room area, and you are welcome to put anything there that you like. However, if you have questions for us, please use the Q&A box. You can access that at the bottom of your screen. You'll see the Q&A tab. Click on that and type your question in there, so that your questions don't get lost in the chat area. So without further ado, Marisa, over to you. I might interrupt now and again if we have a question or two, but I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to say.
Divine. Thank you, Phil. Hello, everybody. It's a beautiful day in Johannesburg. The sun is shining, but we're not working yet. Anyway, we are here. It's time to learn and time to grow. And I'm looking forward to hosting this coaching session through Professional Beauty's platform. Thank you very much for hosting me, Phil, and to Professional Beauty. Thanks. So whilst I get my screen up and running, as per usual, let's open up the chat box and everybody tell me how you're doing. How are you feeling? What's the word that comes to mind today? Hi, Mina. Glad to see you on. Okay, Sarah says she's positive. I think everybody type your chats to all attendees. If you look in the chat area, you're sending all your comments to the panelists. Just click on the toolbar and say to panelists and to, sorry about that. I don't know how to switch it off. It says to all panelists and attendees. There we go, Tanya. Brilliant. Well done. Okay, feeling great. I'm motivated, ready to get to work. Excited for another great session. Positive. Okay, sounding good. Today is a great day. Lovely. Feeling good. Looking forward to this webinar. Thank you. Motivated. Great VIP list response. Yay. And we're going to chat about that in 1 second. Ready to make money, feeling positive, feeling good, ready, inspired, motivated, feeling good. We shall overcome. I love that. Great. Hello, Sunny here. Beautiful. Okay. Jackie says, ready to get back with some new tools to get through this. Determined, motivated, and inspired. Looking forward to a mind-blowing session again. Right. I'm going to try my best to blow your mind. How's that?
Pressure.
No pressure. Cara from Swaziland, welcome. Do we have anybody that's not from South Africa? If you can go into your chat box, perhaps tell us where you're from. It will be lovely to hear. If you're not from SA, and places like Durban do qualify as South Africa, just by the way, and Bloemfontein. We're looking more for Chicago. Leniel, welcome from Chicago. That's beautiful. Namibia, Corin, hi. That's wonderful. Okay, so that's exciting. Whoa, Tanzania, love it. Originality SA, of course. Back again, Zimbabwean in Nigeria. Lovely to have you back. Wonderful, wonderful. And beautiful. Okay, so everybody's feeling pretty upbeat, okay? We don't seem to have anybody that's exhausted today or frustrated, so that's not a bad thing, okay? That's great. So I'm going to share my screen and let's get going with the presentation. Okay, so can everybody see my screen, by the way? Phil, is my screen good?
It's
Okay, super. So everybody, the usual that I do, okay, is please everyone go onto either Pro Beauty's page or even better, go onto your own social media pages and let your clients and the world know what you are doing. You are growing, you are spending time using it, getting motivated and inspired, okay? Also, let's show the government that we're ready. Maybe they eavesdropping in on our social media, okay? The more noise we can make, the better it is for all of us. So let's just show everyone that we are learning, we are ready, we are getting ourselves geared up. So again, you can tag Pro Beauty, and then please, all of you, these posts are amazing. Take a picture of a slide that you like and go mad. Okay, post it up there. Let people know how you're feeling. Let them know what you've learned today and what it is that you have in the pipeline and are planning to do. Okay, please remember to tag me as well. Okay, most of you have been doing that. So thank you so, so much for that. And then also, please, please, please don't forget to go onto our Spa Professionals Guild coaching social media pages. Okay, thank you to all of you who have been on there and who have liked the pages. So it's looking good. Okay, our Instagram following is climbing beautifully. So on Instagram it's Spa Professionals Guild, and on Facebook same story, Spa Professionals Guild. So if you can, again, as you're typing what you're learning today, just tag us all in. So the more the merrier. Okay, let's spread the word and show people that we're learning and that we're growing and not just waiting for our industry to open up. Okay, so as usual, before I start the meat of the session, we have to do a very quick check-in, right? To see where are you at with what you need to be doing. So this is not to be discussed now. It is merely, if you want to take a photograph of the screen, you are welcome to. I am going to go through one or two very, very important ones from here that I want to see how they're working out for you, because the feedback that I've been getting from most of you has been mind-blowing. The feedback has been mind-blowing about the VIP list, but we're going to get there in a second. As I'm going through the checklist, I'd like to please motivate you to go into the chat box and put on there, yes, I've done this. Yes, I've done this. This was amazing. Okay. I had somebody today tell me about their survey that they sent out, and they were loving the feedback that they're getting from their clients because they've never had time to sit and do a survey before. Okay. So quickly is, do you have a sanitation and hygiene SOP guide of any form or nature? There are so many out there. Get your hands on every single one that you possibly can, translate them and apply them back into your own business. Are you getting some form of certification that you can show clients that you are doing this? Have you started training your team in these SOPs? I'm assuming you've all sourced and found PPE equipment. Have you sent out your safety survey? Vitally important. Obviously, again, have you been in touch with your clients? Have you started doing virtual online consultations? Have you booked some training on how to do that? A very important question to some of you out there. And here I'd like to hear from the chat box. Are you selling retail? Are you selling retail? Okay, because I'm hoping that the answers are going to be yes, 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 yes. We are allowed to open to sell retail. Okay, so obviously with strict hygiene and sanitation controls and social distancing measures, that you are very much allowed to open for retail. Keeping in contact with your brand partner, vitally important, because it's actually going to come into today's subject. And then, did you start your VIP list? Okay, very, very important. How many of you have done your VIP list? If you can go into the chat box and perhaps put in there that you've done your VIP list, and if you've got any results from that, if it's been nice and busy and you're getting amazing feedback from clients regarding the VIP list. And then, have you reworked your treatment menu? One of the ladies that I've been chatting today added a couple of questions into her safety survey in terms of treatments, and said that it was very interesting for her to see what treatments her clients are more looking for and focusing on, and she's going to in turn rework her treatment menu to suit that. So that is quite important as well. Okay, so super. All right, so we've got a lot here. Amazing. Cannot believe the feedback from the clients with regards to the VIP list. I had to do a VIP list today due to being fully booked for 3 months. Good golly, Miss Molly. That's amazing. And then the VIP for the irregular clients. That is unbelievable. I love that. You've made my day, Sue. Love it. Okay. Are there any hotel spas currently selling retail products? Well, that would be nice to hear. There we go. Okay, Taryn is from Cape Grace, and they are selling retail. And I am very happy to hear that, Taryn. So well done. Very, very impressed. And yes, great response. Amazing, keeps you so positive. VIP list, very busy. Okay, super. Right, all right, so let's keep going. Okay, so I'm going to open up today's actual meat part of our meeting, okay? And this is Rita, really. And I think before I share some ideas, and there are ideas that I'm going to need to ask you to keep an open mind, as usual, as I usually do, because retail seems to be, or was, let's put it that way, a very sensitive subject, very sensitive. It was like spas and salons felt that they were there to perform a treatment, and that is what they had to do in the best possible way. I completely disagree with that, because I feel that you should be doing the treatment in the best possible way, but retail is part and parcel of your service. So if your clients are not taking the products that you are recommending to them and using them at home, how on earth can they possibly continue those results? It's impossible, literally, okay? So now COVID and lockdown has had a mind shift change in a lot of salon owners and managers' minds. Because the only revenue stream right now is retail, all of a sudden retail has become the most amazing thing ever. And it's become so amazing and easy. And yes, it's keeping me motivated and keeping me going. I would like you to remember that post-lockdown and ensure, and I've said this and I'm going to continue to say it, that retail is your main revenue stream in your business. Services can be there, great, wonderful, yay, but retail needs to be the main revenue stream. So let's first chat about some rules regarding retail, because it doesn't help for me to give you ideas on how to sell or retail to a cash-strapped client when the foundation elements of retail have not been laid. Okay, so we need to, whether we are going to retail to a cash-strapped client or not, the following rules regarding retail are not negotiable. Okay, so let's have a look and see what they are. So before I show you the next slide, I'd like you to take a second to free your mind of excuses. Because I know that an excuse is going to come into your head at the very first point that I make. I know it, okay? And I'd like you to have a look at this quote. It says, if it is important to you, you will find a way. If not, you will find an excuse. Okay, it really is that simple. So if this revenue stream is vital, and it's amazing how right now during lockdown, this revenue stream is vital. It's do or die. And it's the only do that we can do. So we're finding ways. Everybody's getting really creative, okay, about finding ways to retail. When we go back and you can perform services, if it's not that important anymore, all the excuses are going to start coming up again, okay? So let's have a look and see what the retail rules are, okay? Number one is fully stocked shelves. And I'm going to give you an example in a second of what 60-70% of the shelves out there normally before COVID look like. Because generally, I don't see fully stocked shelves, okay? Fully stocked shelves I see in the salons and spas that where retail isn't an issue. It just, they pump it out. And number one reason that they do that is because there is a lot of stock. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard that saying, stock sells stock. 100%. How many of you enjoyed going into the supermarkets and not finding one loaf of bread left or one item of crisps or one chocolate? We're very hesitant to purchase that one. So please keep that in the back of your mind. Secondly, merchandising is very important. Not a little bit, it is very important. If you are not sure on the rules of merchandising, you can either join on one of our training sessions, because I'm going to cover that, or you simply go and Google it. Go and look at, where does a customer's eyes go first? Do they turn to the right? Do they go straight ahead? How should you merchandise your retail stock? Because there is a science and a reason to it. Not just, oh, make it look pretty. That's it. Okay, merchandising is vital. You need to think about where you put what on the shelves. Okay, the third one is becoming quite something globally, and you will see that this is going to start coming up more and more and more and more as time goes by. And it is a concept called aroma psychology. What aroma psychology means is that they use smells, aromas, to make people feel a specific way, okay? So there is talks of, in China, for example, they are looking at ways to infuse smells into the streets of heavily polluted areas to try and get more alert nation. I mean, more alert than they already are, but that is what they are working on. In certain car dealers, already today in certain car dealerships, you go in and they have a signature smell. And a smell that one specific car dealer that I know of has a scent that makes people feel like royalty. And the royalty makes them feel like they have money, so it enhances the purchase. So again, you need to look at what aromas can you have around your retail area that are going to support an open mind and a purchasing feeling, okay? Number 4, consultations. So I just want to go back to the not negotiable part of this, okay? So if you have a retail issue in your business, you need to go back to these rules and have a look at, can you tick all these boxes? If you can tick all these boxes, then we need to look further and see, okay, why are you not retailing? Number 5 is prescriptions. Again, that is not negotiable. I don't think any of you ever have gone to a doctor with an issue where you want to, and you are looking forward to walking out of there without a prescription. No, because that's not the reason why you go there. You go there because you have a problem. The doctor discusses consultation, your problem with you, and then he prescribes a solution. Done. Same as a skin therapist or a body therapist or a nail technician or a hairstylist. Your client comes to you with a problem. You consult, discuss the problem, and then you prescribe a solution. It really is that easy. Number 6, and I know that today's discussion is selling to a cash-strapped client, but mindset has a lot to do with your ability to be able to retail. So I would like you to not assume that everybody post-lockdown is going to be cash-strapped. You sell to them like they have all the money in the world, and let them say to you, oh, I'm on a budget, babes, can only take 1 or 2. Okay, don't make the assumptions. And this is, again, vitally important for your therapist to understand that as well. And part of your SOP training with retail with them is to make sure that they do not assume the client's financial status is the same as theirs, or whatever they think that the client's financial status might be. And point number 7 is train, train, and train, and train, and train some more. Okay? When I say train, I don't only mean sit there and tell or send your therapist on training. No. I mean role play. Role play every single day, one product with each therapist. Sell this to me. Who would you give this to? What skin types are this for? What ingredient is in here is good for what skin? That is training, because it's constant and it's continuous and it's real. You are doing it one-on-one in front of each other. Okay, so let's move on to have a look at some shelving displays. Okay, so the display on the left-hand side is what a lot of our salons look like, because they prefer the option of, if the client wants something, I will order it in for them. Okay, I hear you, and I understand that cash flow is an issue, and we're going to discuss some ways in which to perhaps overcome that. But if you just at a glance look at these 2 shelves, which one is more appealing to the eye? Which one would you rather walk up to and pick something up off of, or even just look at from a merchandising and from a stock quantity point of view? Of course, the one on the right-hand side. Okay, so there's an art to the shelving on the right-hand side. And yes, not all of your shelves are going to look like that, even though I wish they would, but because you're going to have a mixture of brands. But the point is, there's stock. It is merchandised. Okay, the fastest sellers are at eye level and up, the fastest movers. Okay, the ones that take a little bit more of an effort, we push them a little bit lower. There is an art to the way that you merchandise your shelves. Okay, so now that we've covered the rules and regulations, I would also like to share something with you, is your retail offering rules. Okay, so you can take this, or you don't need to take it. It's some advice that I'm giving. But in order for you to be able to run a sustainable business in this industry, you need to look at 3 main points when considering any retail offering. And the reason why I want to say any is because I go into some salons and there's jewelry and scarves and I don't know, lots of stuff. Okay. When I get into the discussion with the owner, about, wow, this is also beautiful. Like, I hope you're making money off it. And the answer is, well, no, not too much. We've got like a 10% markup on the jewelry. So I want to tell you something about that 10%. That your display might look beautiful and the jewelry might look gorgeous, but you are diluting how much money you can make off what should be your focus. Are you jewelers? Let me ask you that question. Are you clothing stores? Are you scarf makers? Are you handbag makers? No, you are not. So unless you are getting a humongous margin, and when I say humongous, I mean you should be making 100% markup. You buy it for 10 Rand, you sell it for 20. You buy it for 300, you sell it for 600. You should be making, if you're not making 100% markup, or it's equivalent to a 50% margin, however you want to deal with it in your business. Some of us talk margin, some of us talk markup. If that is not what you are making, I would like to urge you to think about not selling it, because you are diluting the cash that the client has available. And they might just prefer that jewelry on that day instead of what they really need, which is a cleanser, where you are making 100% markup of that product. So I hope that is making sense, and I'm giving you a little bit to think about, because I'm finding what's happening in our industry is we're diluting our offering. Everywhere I go, I see more and more and more stuff that belongs in a Woolworths and doesn't necessarily belong and relate directly to what it is that you do. Okay, then your support offering from your supplier. That needs to be, you need to sit down and think to yourselves, what kind of support am I getting from, I call them brand partners, some people call them suppliers. What type of support do you get from them? Is it a place the order and deliver stock kind of support, or is it a 24/7 kind of support? Okay, and does it go beyond the call of duty? Because right now, the situation that we're finding ourselves in, we need the beyond the call of duty type of support. And then thirdly is price point. So I'm going to come in a second to the price points, but you need to make sure that you're not only stocking products that are for cash-strapped clients. Because what if there's products that are not, that are great markups? You're getting 100% markup, okay? So you've ticked box number 1, but it's for the very high-end market. Do it. Go for it, okay? Get the support of the brand partner. Find a way to work together so that your shelves are beautifully fully stocked. And as long as the margin and the support is there, don't only either go high end or for a cash strapped client. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Next one, some ideas. Okay, so here are some ideas on how to retail to a cash strapped client. And I like the first one that I'm starting with, because it's a bit of a strange one, because you would think, okay, cash strapped, let's give them a discount. Absolutely no discounting, cash strapped or not, okay? Once you as a business start the discounting mentality, you will attract discount type of clients. You will. They're going to arrive at your door and they're going to say, okay, well, if I book this, can I get this for free? And if I promise you that's what's going to happen. Do not go down this road. Number 2 is a better road to go down, is add value. So, and here you're going to need the support of your brand partners. Add tangible value, not buy 2 products and get 1 little eye cream sample for free. That's nonsense. That's not value, okay? You need to buy 2 and get 1 free, or buy 2 treatments or buy 3 treatments and get half price on your skincare product. When you do all these value adds, you need to work out your margin. In other words, what are you cutting your margin by? Because if you're making 100% markup, now you're doing a value add. And let's say you're getting 50% support from the brand partner, you covering the other 50%, that might reduce your margin by 5% is okay. That's okay. But if your margin gets cut by 10 or 15%, it is not okay. Then don't do it. Okay, so we've got like a little calculator that we work out. It's a simple thing on Excel. Any of you can do it. That you punch in the numbers and it works out what your margin is. Don't just assume, oh, this is a great deal. Go and work out the numbers and look, is it worth my while to do this deal? Okay, then ensure, point number 3 is ensure to have 2 very distinctive price point brands on offer. Okay, so I'm not saying to you go totally high end and go totally low end. Absolutely no. You need to, first and foremost, is look at your client base. Who are you selling to? If you turn around and say, I am selling to majority middle, then I would say you get one slightly high end, not very high end, and one in the middle or slightly under the middle, not very low. Okay, if you're catering to completely low end, you will go low end and one slightly above low end. So that's what I mean by 2 distinctive price points availability. Okay, distinctive price points based on your target market, your clientele that you are servicing. Okay, this you've got to be careful with. Point number 4. All right, be very careful with it, but I would consider it. I really would if I was a salon owner. Long-standing clients that you know are good and that they've been with you on a journey for a long time, offer them payment terms. Offer them 2 or 3 installments. They are desperate. Okay, fine. Give me a third, and a third. Okay, if you know that you can trust them. All right. Oh, thank you, Phil. That's awesome. Here's a guide to margin using Excel. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, so you might want to consider payment terms for long-standing clients. And remember, especially clients that have been very loyal to you, if they're going through a rough ride, they're not going to forget that you were the one who helped them. So don't forget that, okay? Which leads me to my next point, is show empathy to the situation that whatever client walks through the door finds themselves in. But do not make assumptions. So don't assume up front that they're cash strapped and say, oh, I'm so sorry about this lockdown economy. It's horrendous. You don't know. You don't know if they've cut a deal and made like millions over lockdown. You don't know their situation. Okay. So once you understand and the relationship is built up again and you're getting to chat to them, and if they are in a pickle, show empathy and try wherever you can to help them out. Okay? I'm moving on to the next point, but I did see a question. Phil, are we going to do questions at the end? I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'll carry on. Okay, don't worry. Okay. The best excuse for me to date, and I hear it all the time, I love it. I get it almost every day, is my therapists are not selling. I love that one, okay? And I'm sorry to do this, but it is your fault as the owner or the manager. It all starts and trickles down from the top. If your team is not selling, you are not doing something right. And I'm very happy to walk the road with you to figure it out, because I can tell you now without a shadow of a doubt that I've arrived at some spas where the story is you can try whatever you want, they won't sell. And they are my best success stories to this day. There is a way, and you have to find it. But if your therapists are not selling, it is your fault. And you need to take ownership of that. And you need to dig deep and go and look at the checklist and see, are you following the checklist? Because it could be something as simple as the dialogue. They don't know how to speak. Why? Maybe because you've sent them on a lot of product training, but you've never focused on role play in the salon. There's 100 questions I could get into asking you about if you say to me, your therapists don't sell. But I can tell you right now, you can get your team to sell. There's lots of checks: training, incentives, motivation, inspiration, role play, planning. I mean, again, something as simple as, are you helping them to plan their retail? Most of the salon owners or managers go, well, what do you mean plan? What do you mean plan their retail? They either sell or they don't sell. Incorrect. Where there's no plan, there's no outcome. They need a plan. Prescriptions, SOPs, and then I've put there blah, blah, boring, because it's boring for me, this. This is what we should all be doing. We should all be selling a lot of retail. Instead, the supermarkets are taking our retail from us. There's no one, and my last point is there's no one better to sell to a cash-strapped client than a cash-strapped therapist, which they all are going to be, if the carrot is big enough. Now that carrot is different to all therapists. So it cannot be one carrot for everybody. Absolutely not. Okay. So again, there you might turn around and say, oh, I've done 1 million incentives. What if the incentive that you've done doesn't speak to your whole team and only speaks to one person? Okay. So again, the same way I've been chatting to you about personalization of treatments and personalization of client care, you need to look at personalization of your team members. How do you individually deal, and what growth path do you have for each individual staff member? Okay, we move on. We're almost done. I've put this in big and bold, and some of the brand partners out there, or the brands out there, and including myself, might not feel very comfortable with what I'm going to chat about here. In fact, as I was writing it, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to apply to me too, because I am a brand supplier. The way that I see it is as follows, is again, one size does not fit all. Okay, so I don't think that we can expect every brand partner to deal with every salon in exactly the same way, because they need to minimize their risk as well, the same way you do with your clients coming in. But if we don't stick together, and if we don't find ways to work together and help each other, nobody's getting out of this. So I sort of thought about it long and hard, and I thought, okay, I'm going to have most of my clients coming to me and saying, Marisa, how can you help me? And can you do this for me? And can you do that for me? But these are the ideas that I have for brand partners, and that you're welcome to go and chat to your brand partners about it. Number one is bettering your margins, but with a very important point coming at the end of it, without making you commit to a purchase target. Because I get it, okay? Most suppliers or brand partners will give you extra discount, but you've got to commit to buying X amount. We are not at that stage of the game right now, okay? So your discussion needs to be, I need help. I need help. I need better margins. Please, can you help me? And I cannot commit to a purchase target right now because that is not the priority. The priority is for me to survive through this. So you need to go back, look at your margins. So we're doing, remember what I said to you, 50% margin or 100% markup. That is what you're after, okay? With no commitment to purchase targets to help you get through this. Even if you say for the next 6 months, help me out here. There's a drop shipping partnership that could be looked at, okay? Now, drop shipping goes against one of my retail rules, because one of my retail rules was to have full shelves. Okay, now, if somebody comes to me and says, Marisa, will you drop ship with me? I will say, as generally, I will, but I want to see stock on your shelves. So it needs to work from both parties. You can't say, please drop ship for me, and I keep no stock on my shelves. That just absolutely makes no sense. Okay, you've got to look at this and be fair from both parties' points of view. But the drop shipping partnership is definitely something to consider moving forward. And I think it's going to become part and parcel of our industry. Value adds. Value adds are a must. Okay. And again, you don't want a value add of buy 2 or buy 3 products and get one eye sample or one little, I don't know, lip balm or something like that. You need value, tangible value. So if I buy a cleanser and a moisturizer, I get a toner for free, full size. You need value. That is the only way that we are going to get out of this, okay? And the brand partners can go to their manufacturers and they can go to their suppliers overseas if it's an imported brand, because we're all in this, okay? We're all in this together. So we've all got to work far harder to get out of it. Co-plan and host events in salon. Okay, this is not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen for a very long time, but I want to give you something to think about. What about a virtual event? What about getting your brand partner to co-host a virtual skincare party or a virtual skincare sublimation? I don't know. You know what? We can come up with a million ideas here. But eventing, be it online or be it in salon, is a 100% way to keep your client loyal. Consultation clinic days. Get your brand partner in and say, please come and help me. Come and help me once a month or once every second month. Come and help me. Come and sit and work in my salon, or help me. Just come there and do my retail or support me in some way. Okay. And then, very importantly, because remember, we need that carrot for the therapists, is the brand partners have to put a massive emphasis on therapist incentives. So I want to say something to support the brand partners too. You cannot hand over responsibility of making your therapist sell to the brand partner. You can't do that. That's not right and it's not fair. So you cannot say, here, you make my girls sell your product. It's not it's our product. In other words, everybody's product together. Okay. It's as much yours as the salon owners as the brand partner's brand. Because why? Because you both need each other. Okay. But speak to them and reach out to them and say to them, can you help me with incentives? Let's find out together. Okay. This is a together thing. It's a together journey. Let's sit with the team, find out what each of them wants, or the manager finds out from the team and feeds back to the brand partner. And together you come up with a personalized incentive scheme for your staff members so that you can push them. Okay. And then I want to tell you something very important. It is not about quantity. It's not about how much you sell. I have heard over and over again a salon owner say to me, I can't keep enough of this product because it just flies off the shelf. Like I order 20 or 30 in a month. Then I'll go, wow, that is amazing. And then I'll go, okay, well, what's your margin on the product? And they go, oh no, they only make 10% on it. So I just want to tell you that that little 10% that you make is probably costing you more money to have that stock on your shelf than if you focused on, when I say quality, I mean on margin. Where's the money coming from? And put your energy into that, as opposed to your energy into something that flies off the shelf, but you're not making any money on it. Okay, so let that sit with you for a while, okay? Again, this is depicting what you are looking for. You are not looking for quantity. You're not. That gives you low money. You're looking for quality that gives you high margins and high return. Okay. And finally, I have one slide and one video clip to show you. And the message on the slide is very, very strong. And that is, become obsessed with your business. Become obsessed with making a success of your business and your team. And I want you to think about something that you are already obsessed about. On Tuesday, it was the F word, which was fanatic. Same thing. I'm using a different word today. Today, I'm using the O word. Find something that you are obsessed about and translate that feeling into your business. Okay. Phil, do I have time to show the video clips?
You do indeed. Yeah.
Last thing I'm going.
Is it a good one?
Okay, one more slide. One more slide and then the video clip. Okay. So just a quick what's coming up next week, because this has been on everybody's messages to me, is how do we pay our staff when we go back? Okay. That threw me off. I never thought about it, but it's definitely something to think about. I am working on a few ideas. Hopefully they will be ready by next week, but it's just to put out there a few new ways to pay your staff post-lockdown, okay? Because I get it. We can't all go back and just, okay, so now we're seeing less clients, we're spending more money on sanitation, and we've got to pay everybody the same. Not going to work, okay? So we're going to chat about that next week. We're also going to chat about an employee wellness plan. So I've been giving you all these plans, plan sanitation and plan virtual consults. There's something very important that you all need to prepare for, and that is for your employees' well-being when they return. And it starts just before they come back. And we're going to be chatting about that because it's really important. They are your business, finished. They are your business. And then the third one is a little bit sensitive because I'm assuming that maybe 50, 60, or 70% of you on this platform are salon owners maybe, is it all depends on who's on top. Okay. And what that means, because that can be taken in a few ways, what that means is that the leader of this ship or the captain of the ship is the one that dictates where and how that ship is going to sail. And we need to look at who's on top and are you doing what you need to be doing so that your ship sails successfully. Okay, so that's for next week. And then this video clip is very powerful and let's hope it works. I think it does because I tested it before. So please all have a listen and then we'll move to some questions.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Take ownership for your life. Nobody can live your dream for you but you. Nobody's gonna take care of your business like you. Stop coming up with excuses. Don't give yourself permission to continue to live a small life. You can't fit a big dream into a small life. Give yourself permission to go for it, to test yourself, to challenge yourself, to live full. Like the saying, always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded.
So find out the reasons that you do what you do. Find out the reasons that will make you strong, that will make you walk by faith and not by sight, that will make you pursue your dream and everybody is against you or don't believe in you no more. Let me tell you something, that's a lonely feeling. It's a lonely feeling, particularly people that you're doing it for, or people that stand to benefit the most, or people who should be the #1 members in the encouragement club, but they end up saying, you can't do it, and they become members of the discouragement club. Oh, it hurts very badly. I know what that's like. Have people that you love close to you that look at you with that look and say, why don't you try something else? Why don't you give up? I said, but this is my life. I have got to do this.
I said, look, don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going. Don't cry to quit. You already in pain. You already hurt. Get a reward from it. Don't go to sleep until you succeed.
There's something in you that tells you this is not it for you. You have not peaked here. There's more in you that you are expressing. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind. What's in store for you if you challenge yourself, if you persist and persevere, if you take ownership for your life. Create what you want. You have the power in you to do more than you can ever begin to imagine, to control your destiny, to make a difference in our children, to make a difference on the planet, to make an impact.
Done. Okay, so I hope that gave you goosebumps like it gave me, because we are not cowards, okay? And we've got this, and yeah. Let's open up for some questions.
Well, I've got a couple of questions. There was one on the Q&A.
Okay.
This was Claire Ramble asking 2 price point brands. Do you suggest only 2, or is 3 or 4 okay? Depends how many brands you stock, I suppose.
Okay, so again, so my answer to Claire and to everybody is you need to look at the size of your business. So if you have a 3-room salon, it definitely doesn't make sense to have 3 or 4 brands, okay? If you have a 6 or 10 room spa, then yes, it does make sense. But at the end of the day, it's not about how many brands. I go back to is, are my brands meeting the criteria that I have for them to be in here? And if they are, well, then go for it and sell them. But do your numbers. If they're not selling, obviously give the brand partner an opportunity to try and fix it first and call them in and see what you can do to salvage the relationship. But yeah, again, it's really about the size of your business, and most importantly is, do those brands tick all the boxes?
Yeah, because I was thinking about supermarkets. I mean, they have thousands of different line items, but they only ever discount maybe 10, 20 of them, not lots and lots and lots. So if they're the experts in retail, after all, if they're doing it right,
Also, Phil, with the retailers, and we should be looking to them. That's why I said you can have the retailers. You want to put your brand in a retail store. The first thing they look at, it's not even what does it look like and who does it appeal to. It's what is their margin? Can you offer me this margin? If you can't, cheers, goodbye, I'm not interested. So they that ruthless.
Yeah. One question that I was wondering, in the UK, suppliers used to give product to salons on consignment, as the word they use there. Do people do that in South Africa? Is that an option somebody should look at or not?
So again, Phil, I think it is case by case. I don't believe in a one size fits all approach. And now I'll speak to you as a brand partner. First, I'll speak as a brand partner, and then I'm going to speak as a consultant. Okay. So as a brand partner, I would look at what is my risk involved with that specific salon. So if they've got a good track record of paying me, if they are busy, if they send their girls on training, so if they tick all those retail conditions that I had right in the beginning, I can see they do prescription, I can see they're committed, I will help them with consignment. 100% I'll help them, but I wouldn't make it permanent. And now I'll talk to you as a consultant. Why I don't like consignment is that it doesn't push anybody in the equation to sell. That's the only reason why. So I like it from a cash flow point of view. This is now Marisa, the consultant, speaking, okay? Because now cash flow is easier. but I don't like it because the manager or the therapist, most of the time the therapist don't really know. But then in the back of her head, the manager thinks, well, we haven't paid for this, so there's no urgency to sell it.
Mm.
But I do think that there's going to be a little bit more of consignment happening, especially initially, Phil, perhaps to help the salons. But again, I want to just say that it doesn't help to have consignment on your shelves if the margin of the product is not met. So it doesn't help if you've got 200,000 rands worth of stock and you're making 40% or 30% margin on that product. Don't have it there. It's taking up space.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay, does anybody else have? Do you have any more, Phil?
I don't.
So if anybody wants to perhaps put either in the Q&A or in the chat box, because I have got the chat box open.
Yeah,
so,
we only had the one Q&A, so I didn't see anything else on the chat box as such, questions-wise.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? Oh, there's 2 hands up. Do you think, I wonder if they put their hands up by mistake. There's 2 hands up. Okay. I think the people whose hands are up, if you'd like to put your question into the Q&A, that's great.
The only thing I was also going to mention, Marisa, was you mentioned wellness as being one of your topics for next week. We are also hopefully getting a psychologist to talk in the next week or so. I'm hoping next week.
Brilliant.
On things like how to deal with the whole stress of the virus, pandemic, the lockdown, everything else, both you and your staff.
Yes.
Even our staff, you know, which hopefully will be a benefit to people.
Yeah, please, Phil, let us know, because that's quite important as well. So Leslie saying, what do you think about payment options instead of consignment? So Leslie, as a brand partner, I would also prefer that. I would prefer for you to say to me, can you help me out to fill up my shelves? Help me put 30 grand of stock on my shelves, and I'll give you 10,000 upfront, 10,000 next month, and 10,000 the next month. I think it definitely motivates both parties better, and it does minimize risk on the part of the brand partner. Because I also want all of you to remember something. The same way that you are going back into this cash strap, so are we. Please understand that, okay? Because we are in exactly the same boat that you are. So as much as I'm saying pressurize, not pressurize, meet your brand partners, and you've got to come up. I said this in one of the previous training sessions. You guys have to sit together and you have to come up with a plan going forward. You have to, together. But at the same time, be fair to your brand partner. Don't just sit there and throw demands, and if you don't do this, you're out of here. And it's not the time for that. This is the time for us to collaborate and to get out of this together. Okay. I hope that helped. Brilliant. Thank you. A small salon. What about selling sample items? Tracy, definitely not. Okay. Again, personal opinion. I don't think that you should be selling samples to clients at this stage. Is they might be offended. Why am I getting sold a sample? Number one. And number two, I just want to tell you that samples are making their way out of the marketplace. And I'll tell you the reason why, because they are not eco-friendly. So if you think about how much plastic is needed and packaging is needed to make one little sample, most of the big retailers are starting to get rid of samples now. It's all testers. So you want something, you test it from my full-size bottle. But samples are not eco-friendly. And I foresee that in the next short term, maybe 3 years, I think samples are going to be a thing of the past in our industry. Okay.
They're also very expensive to produce. So
very expensive and very non-green.
Yeah.
So if there's not anything else you want to ask, I normally ask people to just go into the chat box and type their checkout word or their goodbye word or their how they're feeling now word, or what's their best take from today, what did they enjoy the most. Could I ask that?
You can, always.
Okay, so let's go for it, everybody. Go into the chat box and tell me or tell us, what is your best take from today? What are you going to plan to do better? Obsessed! I love it. Become obsessed.
Somebody's
Brilliant.
paying attention.
Okay. Let's hear. Oh, another one. Obsessed. Good. Okay. Awesome ideas. Thanks so much. Got a list to work on starting now. Good. Debbie, remember on Tuesday, I don't know if you attended Tuesday as F word, but one of the F words was fast. So act fast, not first, but fast. Enjoyed all of it. Thank you. Obsessed. Retail. Train, train, train. You deserve a Bell's whiskey.
Oh, that would be nice.
That's nice. Okay. Product sales, product. Keep those shelves full. Motivated. Yes, Fairuz. I'm so happy. Carefully check margins, merchandising, align with a good fit brand partner. This is my bi-weekly injection of motivation. Love the detail of the content. Still have homework. So becoming obsessed. Good. Becoming a fanatic. Plan, plan, plan. Mind-blowing for success. Rework pricing. Brilliant, Brenda. You must do that. Motivated, focus more on retail. So inspired and ready to get obsessed. Love it. Okay, focus on retail. Yeah?
We've got one last question that Mandy Fuller is asking. Can you explain to me what exactly is a drop shipping partnership?
Okay, so a drop shipping partnership is where your client orders and your supplier delivers to them. Okay, so and I would accept, and remember I said to you I would accept a drop ship partnership, but this is the terms and conditions I would accept it on. That your A is your shelves are fully stocked, and B is your client can't get to you. You don't want to lose them to somebody else. So you would say to your client, you can't get to us to get your retail products. Don't worry, we will have them delivered to you. But your brand partner delivers them on your behalf. Okay, so that's the concept of a drop ship. Okay. Marisa, could you answer my question above? Okay, where's the question? Narinda, you might need to type it in again. I can't see it. Sorry, I must have missed it. Narinda, will you type it in again? Brand partners are charging big delivery charges. Go and have the discussion with them.
Negotiate.
Negotiations. Okay. Yes, excellent. Okay, Martina is saying her brand partners offer drop shipping. This could work well. Yeah, it could work well if you are still committed to keeping stock on your shelves. If you are not, I promise you, the drop shipping concept will not work. It will not work because all that's going to happen is the retail in your salon is going to drop all the way down. Okay. Narinda, if you're there, will you type your question? There we go. Some brand partners have started selling directly to the public at the same price as their stockists, effectively being our competition. Get rid of them. Sorry, get rid of them. Okay. My brand partners do not charge shipping. Lovely. Okay, wonderful. I think what I'm trying to do here is really open up engagement with your brand partners. If it bothers you that they sell to the public at the same price and there's no option of including you, in other words, giving you a drop ship option, then that for me, as somebody who supports professional only products, especially in all the spas that I consult to, it's not just a phone call, cheers, I'm not stocking you anymore, because it doesn't work like that. It's please, can we have a meeting? Let's sit and discuss this. This is what I'm not happy about. How can we find a solution to work together so that I as a business benefit first, because I am ultimately your client. If there's no negotiation, there's times when a partnership has to come to an end, as you all know that, okay? We are going to be entering a really rough time, okay? We're going to be very busy, like we discussed it. There's going to be, some of you have said your VIP lists are going to be keeping you busy for a month. But let me tell you, after that rise, and it was discussed in last week's Pro Beauty, the international, what was it called, Phil, the Spa and Wellness Convention. They discussed it there, that there's an uptake and then there's a slum that's coming afterwards. And what we need to look at is longevity, is what do we do after the slum? And it's all these little things that you need to start putting into place now. And one being relooking at your treatment menus, your pricing, and your margins, and your brand partners. That is very, very important. Okay. All right. Okay, well, thank you, everybody, for the lovely... that's my word for the day. Negotiate, negotiate, negotiate. Yes, Mandy, that's a great word. Super. Okay, so I think if there's nothing else, Phil, I don't think there's any other questions. I'm looking forward to what? Would the Professional Beauty Expo still happen? There we go. Phil, a question for you. You muted. You muted, Phil.
Sorry,
muted.
I was muted. The dog was barking in the background earlier. So, Professional Beauty would normally take place at the beginning of September, end of August. We have moved the dates to the 1st and 2nd of November. We hope that the expo might still take place then, but we have no idea as yet. Salons are only listed on level 1 as being able to open. Exhibitions aren't even mentioned at all. So we're on level 0, whatever that might be.
Oh, no.
And we just have to wait and see what transpires, how things progress. But if it doesn't take place in the beginning of November, then I think we would move it to 2021.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately. But we are still publishing the magazine, although because the post office is not working, it's digital. There are copies of the last issue that suppliers like Marisa will include in their deliveries, but the digital magazine is available on issue.com, and we are about to publish the next issue, I think, on tomorrow. So it's packed full of lots of interesting things as usual, but it will be digital.
And your weekly emails that go out, Phil.
The weekly emails we still do, and occasional stop press kind of emails if we hear of anything that's significant to the industry as well. But yeah, sadly, we won't be doing Cape Town or Durban this year. We had hoped to do Bloemfontein and Namibia and PE and 1 or 2 other places as well. Sadly not. But there we go.
This too shall pass, and we will all see each other at Expo at some point.
And when we all do a meet up, you can buy me a drink because I'll need one by then.
100%. Definitely will do that.
Okay. Good.
Super duper.
Thank you all. How could we make sure that the drop is not too bad for business? Yeah. Keep selling.
The drop. Yeah.
Retail.
Yeah. Retail. And if I can say anything, is have a plan. The plan is what is going to ensure that I was listening to that talk, and one of the guys who owns a spa in Hong Kong, Neil, you know him, Phil?
Yeah, Neil Overy, yeah.
Yes, I'm actually going to ask him to come and chat, him and another lady, I think her name is Rose, to come and chat on one of our coaching sessions. They had that. So they had 2 weeks of like non-stop and then completely dead. And he said they didn't plan for it. So I think that we must learn from all these countries opening up and seeing what's happening and try and preempt that with the type of treatments that we are going to introduce after the rush. And that's where I think the longevity is going to come in.
Yeah, agreed. Awesome. Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Marisa. As always, very informative, very inspirational. And thank you all for being involved. Till the next time.
Thank you, Beauty. Thanks.
Cheers. Bye now. Bye.